I've always had that kind of wondering how to get into that field. And I was Netflix and selling Sunset and all of this kind of stuff. Obviously, reality is totally different.
Totally, yeah.
But it's the whole, what the houses look like, what kind of people live there, what do you need behind you to secure a property like that? Why do people invest in these kind of properties? I was very curious about that kind of thing. I spoke to a few people when I was there and I said, look, I'm really, really interested in real estate. I want to know if I can get involved. And the feedback wasn't positive. It was very much like, you don't want to get involved in real estate here because it has a bad reputation. And then, he went to hospital again and just didn't come back with chest infection. Sorry.
It's all right.
So I ended up staying for 6 months. He passed away in October. But, and the blessing in this was, I was here and I saw my dad every single day in hospital. I was there from morning till evening, anything that he wanted. They say, like, I had the opportunity to care for him, basically. Yeah. And that for me was amazing. I saw so much of him. We spent so much time together, me and my dad. After dad passed, everyone said to me, my mum the most, that, every time your dad prayed, he always prayed for you. He wanted to see you succeed. He wanted you to get married again and he wants to see success for you.
Of course, yeah.
And for me, that was a huge motivator as well. And I thought, dad used to worry about these things. Why don't I just set up my own company? Something that I know he would be proud of as well.
Yeah.
And I've done something for myself. And I just went for it. So last August, I set up my own company.
So what's your company called then?
It's called Sunlux Properties.
Sunlux Properties. So
Yes.
anyone listening in moving to Dubai, Sunlux.
Yes. If you want to buy, if you want to sell, if you want to do long-term rentals.
So you do the full shebang?
Yes. And it's been a blessing
Fantastic.
because most of my clients have actually been expats from the UK.
Folks, welcome to Fitpod, a brand new episode. And today we have a real treat for you. For people who are thinking of migrating UK to Dubai, in the studio, we have someone who has done that. And we are going to talk about the pros and cons, about how and when to move to Dubai and what's it like living out there, and, how easy is it to just pick your bags and go. So in the studio today is a very old friend of mine, Tuyyabah Amjid. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Did you fly out from Dubai just for this, right?
I know you'd like me to say yes, but unfortunately for you, no.
Come on. Anyways, how are you? Long time.
I'm good. It has been a long time, yes.
We have been trying to plan this. Last time you came, we planned it last time as well.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Remember.
And I think we had short of time.
Okay.
We did. Were
I
you
can't
trying
remember. I can't remember. A lot's happened in that time.
It has. I think it was last year sometime.
I wasn't here last year. Maybe we were talking about it if I came, but I didn't come last year.
Right. There was some kind
Yeah,
of a
it could be
conversation,
that.
all right? Don't
Yeah.
make me look like an idiot
Okay,
now.
it could be that.
But anyways, starting this podcast an hour late. But so, yeah, how are you? How's things? How's
very well.
Dubai and how's UK?
Okay. Firstly, I'm well. Thank you.
Good.
Dubai is amazing. UK, not so amazing.
Okay. So let's rewind back 8-9 years when we first met, and you were in the UK, obviously, and you were working as a lawyer.
Yeah.
Was it for a personal injury?
Personal injury, yes.
So
Personal
are you
injury
still doing that?
I'm still dealing with personal injury law, yes. I do take on other types of work, civil litigation type work.
Right.
But I have wound that down quite a lot. I changed career paths.
So, let's get to the main discussion.
Okay.
When did you decide to pack your bags and move to Dubai, and why did you? Because you had everything here. You got a Your son, school, everything was fine, everything was comfortable.
Yes.
What sparked the idea of packing up and leaving?
Okay. So I'll try and keep this short.
You can take your
Tiny little
time.
bit of history.
Yep.
So the decision was made in 2021.
2021. Okay, yeah.
And I went through a lengthy divorce, let's say. And we sold our marital home. And for me, I saw that as a clean slate. So as you mentioned, yes, I'm a single parent. I have a young son. So at that time, I was kind of like at a crossroads. Did not know what I wanted to do, where I wanted to live. Did I want to stay in Birmingham? I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I stayed in Solihull for a year. And it was around the time, it's 2019 when I moved to Solihull. A few months later, COVID hit. And my parents were living in Hall Green. COVID hit, obviously they were elderly, and I was in Solihull. I ended up staying in my apartment only for a few months, 6 months, because I didn't want my parents to go out, do grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff happened. So then we decided to move in with my mum and dad. So me and my son moved in with my mum and dad and did all the COVID stuff that everyone else did, you know.
All the nonsense.
Yeah. But it was good bonding time with my parents. We had a lot of time to make up for. So that was a really, really nice time. And during COVID, again, that apartment had gone. I only had that for a year in Solihull anyway.
Yeah.
And again, I was at that stage, like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to stay here forever. You know, once you've lived, as you'll know, once you've lived away for so long, I've been to university, got married, this and that from your parents, and you're used to that kind of space, although you want that connection, obviously, still. And I had some friends, I used to have friends who we planned a holiday together to Dubai. This is during COVID times. We decided when things get a little bit more relaxed when it comes to traveling, let's go to Dubai with our kids. That was the plan. I have never, ever visited Dubai ever before.
Really?
No, never even on a holiday. So this would have been my first experience going to Dubai. So we were planning this around February time. We had like a group chat discussing it. And I don't know what happened. My son was homeschooling one day. It was dark and miserable outside, raining. And I remember just staring outside of the window, thinking, what is my plan? What am I doing? How long is this going to last for, the homeschooling thing? Obviously, things were slowly becoming relaxed. And Dubai, for some reason, was going around in my mind because I knew we were planning this holiday to Dubai. And for some reason, it's like I had an epiphany or something. I just thought, I've been spending all this time discussing with my parents about what I'm going to do, where I want to live, all this kind of stuff. And then for some reason, Dubai just kept going on in my mind. And that was never even a consideration. It was just never a consideration. And then I thought, let me look into that. Let me see what that's about. I'm looking to move. I don't know where I want to move. So maybe that is an option. I looked into it, and the more, it's like a rabbit hole. The more I read about Dubai, the more videos I watched, the more I read. It was so overwhelming, but so exciting at the same time.
Yeah.
It just became like such an obsession. Like, I want to be there. It's all Islamic. Everything's halal. You know, there's lots of Brits there. There's lots of expats there. Why can't I just move there? It's not like I know where I'm going to be living here anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't think about work. I didn't think about what I was going to do. I didn't think about where I was going to live there. I had no family, friends, nobody there. And I'd never visited. So... But
what can possibly go wrong?
But I thought, this is where I want to be. What could go wrong? Yeah. Like, you know, I've got family in the UK. If I didn't like it, if I didn't work out, I could always come back. I'm not a one to worry about what people think. I don't worry about what people are going to say. And obviously being brought up Pakistani, that's part and parcel of everything. People are going to talk, whether you do something positive in your life, or whether you do something negative in your life, it does not matter. So for me, that was never a concern. I thought, if it doesn't work, I come back. Who cares?
Yeah, just say you went on a holiday.
Yeah. I tried it at least, you know, years to come or whenever I'm lying on my deathbed, at least I can say I wanted to do something and I did it. And that's it. It became an obsession. I spoke to my parents about it. At first, I was also considering Pakistan,
really?
Even though it'd been 20 odd years since I'd visited.
Wow.
I said to my mum and dad that I think me and my son, we are going to move. And these are my options, Pakistan or I'm thinking about Dubai. And my dad, I remember very, very well. He said to me, I'm very happy that you're considering Pakistan as an option because those are our roots. However, I would never recommend it for a young girl. For you and your son, no.
Yeah.
But if you're considering Dubai, then look into that. I'm happy for you to consider that. And that's what I did. I did some research. I texted my older brother, and he's obviously the eldest of the family, mum and dad.
Yeah.
If he says whatever, they'll listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's that father figure, isn't it?
Yeah. So I remember messaging him
What did you
in
message him?
February.
I'm going to
And I
Dubai.
said to him, I've made a decision. And I remember he said, lol, what? He said, I've made a decision. I'm going to move and I'm going to move to Dubai. And he replied back, okay, you can't just say things like that. Like, what? When? Do you know when you're going to move? Have you got any plans? Because if you don't make a decision as to when, it might never happen.
Yeah.
And this was February, and I thought, okay, I need to know when I'm going to move. So I said September. September when? This year. Okay, he said, a few months' time. I said, yeah. He said, okay. And I thought, well, by the time my son goes to the next year in school, I'd like him to start this next year in a new location.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened.
So it's a fresh start.
That's what happened. Then I started putting things into motion. How can I go there? What am I going to do for work? And luckily I had my own company. It's a legal consultancy. And there is an option to go over on a remote working visa. Whereas that basically means if you've got a business in your own name in the UK and you've had that for at least 12 months and you're earning an X amount, that threshold was 15K. It's basically 5K a month at that time. I don't know if things have changed now. So in 2021, that's what the rules were. Then you can apply for a visa and come over. So I did that. I applied for a remote working visa. And at the same time, because my legal work wasn't a 9-to-5 job, it wasn't a salaried job. It was, bring my clients in. When the cases get settled, it could take a year, 2 years, 3 years. I will get paid at the conclusion of a case. I don't get any income like that. So I was used to that kind of life anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
I could never do that.
So, yes.
I need my monthly.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so I did that for a reason because I was a single parent. I couldn't hold down a full-time job and then make excuses when my son's poorly from school. I need to leave. I need to pick him up. I don't have anyone else to do this. I made a decision a long time ago when he was only little that I need to do like a legal consultancy, self-employed type basis work. Right. So at that time, I thought, okay, I'm going to go to Dubai. I can't live not knowing when my next pay is going to come.
Yeah.
Because everyone talks about how expensive it is and stuff. And you've got to pay for school fees and all of this. So I actually had a new role as a locum lawyer. And it was a 12-month contract role. And the company was very happy for me to work remotely from Dubai as well, which for me was amazing.
Yeah.
So I would do that on a daily basis, get paid weekly. Very good salary it was as well. And in my head, that was my plan. Okay, so the first 12 months, I go there, I'm sorted. Yeah. I don't have to worry about money, income, any of that. I know where the money's coming from. And I can also use that 12 months to establish what I'm going to do next once that 12 months.
Yeah.
So we moved. That happened.
Fantastic.
It was amazing.
Exciting.
It was just a complete different world. Like I said, I'd never visited. The heat hit me the most.
But did you go for the holiday?
No. Oh, yeah. So rewind a little bit. I messaged the group chat, guys, sorry, I'm not going on holiday to Dubai anymore. Obviously, it's like, why? Because I've decided to move there instead. And it was kind of like, what? T? When did this happen? You can't do that.
Yeah, I don't go on holidays. I move
I've
there.
decided to move
I
instead.
move there, yeah. It's a different level of holidays.
Because I thought this holiday is going to cost me an X amount for me and my son to go.
Yeah.
That money could be my first couple of months of rent or something there. It could, if I made that decision and I thought I'd rather use that wisely, not blow it on a holiday and then, make that money again. Yeah. So that's the way I saw it. So yeah, we moved. It was amazing. We were doing road trips, finding schools, going on little school tours while we were there, trying to see where my son would like it, finding places to live and knew nothing about it. Everyone talks about Dubai Marina and JBR.
That's
So
it.
yeah,
The
When
most
I was-
expensive parts.
Yes, when I was reading into it, everyone said just move to JBR, just move to Marina when you come.
You know why they said that? So they could come on a holiday and stay with you.
Maybe, but I did stay in JBR to begin with because I went with recommendations. Obviously,
Yeah.
I hadn't been, and I got to say I disliked it very much.
Why is that?
It's a business.
It's not how it would have been 5+ years ago. Let's just say it's gone very downhill. There are.
I got lost in JBR. Yeah.
How can you get lost in Dubai?
I get lost. I went to.
Isn't it just
No,
one
actually,
main
that's
road
right,
in
that's
JBR?
right.
I went on a
'Cause-
yacht.
No, what's happened is he's right. He does get lost because he got lost from Arden Forest here to
Just
come in
now,
here.
yeah.
He was an hour late.
Hence why we're late.
When,
Yeah. He's got nothing to say about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
there
Yeah.
was traffic. I had to back out and then I had to go the long way. You know the Spitzberg, that way.
Yeah. Okay. Go on. Carry on.
But, yeah, and I did my yacht trip, and then there's a little bit. I was like, how do I
So
get
you
out?
did the yacht trip from Marina.
Yes.
So you got lost from Marina to JBR then.
Yeah. And then it was dark as hell. There's pitch black everywhere.
No,
I know
Dubai
where the
is not
mall
pitch black.
I know the mall is there.
Dubai is not pitch black. No matter what time of the day you go, there's always lights.
You want to see pictures? You
No.
won't see it because it's black screen.
Were you little then?
And then I thought.
That was last year.
I'll get out. No, and then I got out, and then I was like, okay, where the hell is this place? This is like the back end of everywhere. It's like in the lit roads, right?
All right.
And then eventually got managed to book a was it Uber or Cream or whatever.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah. I went by myself. And then I found a place, but it's just weird, man. It's just weird place. Just
Yeah, well, let's just say I don't rate it anyway. I don't rate those areas.
Okay.
what
So
I'm saying is I endorse that.
Basically, yeah, you agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with
It's
that.
just, I think it's good for people who are going on holiday, but I was seeing it as somewhere where I wanted to live. It was too busy. You could hear cars revving their engines at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. You come out, it's all walks of life.
yeah.
So
So you got there. So you got recommended JBR. You went
Stayed
there.
there
You
for a
thought,
few
oh
weeks.
shit, this is
Yeah.
not what I thought.
basically, you can't rent an apartment there until you have a bank account and your Emirates ID and your visa. So you need all of these things in place. You can't rent. So you have to stay in a hotel or short-term accommodation. So I was in JBR until my Emirates ID came through and until I opened a bank account. So I worked remotely for the first 3 weeks. And then once upon a time, I logged on for work one morning, 3 weeks later. And I had an email from the CEO of the company basically saying, great news. We've just sold our company. Someone's just bought us out. You don't have to work any longer. You can go and enjoy yourself in the sunshine. And I remember
Hang on.
reading
So
that email.
that was a 12-month contract.
Yes, and it ended just a few weeks after being there. So I started it here. I started it in August, the contract.
Oh my
and I was only in Dubai
God.
for 3 weeks when that ended. And everything was going through my mind. I was just
that's
thinking,
an earthquake. Like everything's just
what
dropping.
do I do? I've just moved over and yeah. And I just paid his school fees, my son's, for the first term. And it was just like, I did not know what I was going to do.
I bet that must have. You sat.
Let's
Did you
just
cry?
say, yes, of course I cried. I didn't know what I was going to do. Of course I cried. I'm there with my son all by myself.
What did you do then?
I ploughed through.
After the crying.
I had a sleepless
After the crying,
nights.
she got some tissues and she thought, right, this is not going to help.
Yeah, my mind was all over thinking, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? What am I going to do? It just, at that time, I didn't consider coming back. I saw
Do
it
you
as a
think that it
test.
was like too late, or no? I'm gonna ride it.
It wasn't
through.
too late. I think it was a good time to come back because I wasn't renting or anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was still in JBR. I was still, but I just saw that as this is a test for me. How I'm gonna manage myself through this. How I'm gonna get through this. What am I gonna tell myself? My son's watching me. What am I gonna show him? And I decided just to take each day as it came. I applied for jobs. I was going on interviews. I secured my accommodation. You can pay in quarterly checks on whatever. So I did the quarterly check thing. And then I thought, okay, I've got some time now to figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So let's just say I was out of work for 9 months.
Wow.
Yes.
9 months.
Yes, I was out of work
That's
for
a
9
long
months.
time to be
It
out, long
is,
months
without an
in
income.
Dubai, without
Yes,
income.
without an income, yeah. And oh God, I don't even know how I got through it now. I'm thinking back to then, and I remember it was a very, very, very stressful situation. I confided in my older brother a lot at that time as well. And he saw it as an amazing thing for me to do. That I've gone over, I've made that decision. I want to build a life for me and my son. So yeah, applied for jobs and things. And it was a really difficult time because there were times when I was thinking about, okay, I got an interview. How am I going to get there? So I need a taxi to get there.
Yeah, taxi everywhere.
No, you got no money.
You can walk.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I'm laughing about it now. And to be honest, I've been through ups and downs in life. So I'm used to that. I'm used to having situations where I've got no money. I'm used to situations where I've got a lot of money, alhamdulillah. And my life has been up and down. And it has been for a while since I'd say I got married. And the time after that, it's been very much up and down. So less than stress. I wasn't that stressed because it was something that I've seen before. It was more so, how am I going to get out of it if I can't even go to the
You're in a foreign
interview?
country though as well, aren't
Yeah.
you? You're in a foreign country,
Yeah.
you got no money now, you've got a little one, and you're just kind of stuck.
Yes. But you have to be really resilient. It definitely made, I think I already was by nature, but I think it just made me that much stronger as well because I was doing it for my son too. It wasn't just me. I had a good childhood in the UK back when things were good in the UK, where we could play outside. Our parents could send us out
Yeah.
happily, come back whenever. You can make friends, you can play on the streets. I had that kind of childhood, and my son didn't see any of that because of the safety aspect.
Yeah.
And then obviously lockdown happened. And I was mainly doing it for him. Obviously, I was doing it for myself too.
Yeah, for your
But
own
he was my
mental
main
health.
focus, yes.
Right,
yeah. And I got through that 9 months. I mean, I did have a legal job after that 9 months ended. I started a legal job, different area of law. And very quickly after being there, I realized it's not something that I could see myself doing long term. That passion was not there. And obviously, also moving over, for me, it was an opportunity to explore other career options, what else I wanted to do. I thought it's a clean slate. I can do anything I want to do, basically.
Yeah.
Something that I don't have to have a degree in. Yeah.
Apart from law.
Yeah. So I was actually interested very early on in properties, in real estate. It was something that I think also growing up, I was very curious about. I used to just walk around looking in people's houses all the time, like, how have they done their decoration? Oh, that looks nice. Oh, I never thought of that before. I used to do all of that. And, I've always had that kind of wondering how to get into that field. And I was Netflix and selling Sunset and all of this kind of stuff. Obviously, reality is totally different.
Totally, yeah.
But it's the whole, what the houses look like, what kind of people live there, what do you need behind you to secure a property like that? Why do people invest in these kind of properties? I was very curious about that kind of thing. I spoke to a few people when I was there and I said, look, I'm really, really interested in real estate. I want to know if I can get involved. And the feedback wasn't positive. It was very much like, you don't want to get involved in real estate here because it has a bad reputation, especially for women.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I delved into that a little bit more. And it's very much a man's world when it comes to real estate there.
In Dubai.
Yes. I think that's changing definitely. I have seen more women over the last 2-3 years. But in the beginning, it was very much, it's a man's world. And as a woman, you don't want to get involved for various reasons. And I took that on board and I thought, okay, maybe I don't want to get involved.
I took that on board and I did it anyway.
I did it anyway. So that was before my legal job that I started. So when I left that legal job, I started focusing back on real estate. And I thought, this is something I can't get out of my mind. Just because some people choose a certain path in advancing their career without saying too many things doesn't mean I have to do the same. I'm a totally different person. Just because other people are doing whatever to get advanced in real estate and closing deals and this and that does not mean I have to do the same. I'm my own person. And I decided to join a real estate company. I joined a very well-known company there. I did my training, and I learnt a lot along the way. Not just about real estate. I mean, that was the primary focus, but a lot about how people are there.
Yeah.
Whether it's your colleagues, whether it's your clients, you learn a lot about both. And I enjoyed myself there. I enjoyed the work. I enjoyed everything to do with real estate. But I quickly realized that some people, not everyone, some people will do anything to close a deal. They will stab you in your back. They will,
Serious?
yeah, they'll be very sly about things. I had a situation where a colleague of mine had said to me, "Oh, your client's just seen this property. Tell them the commission is this much rather than this much." And for me, integrity for me means a lot. For me,
Yeah.
it's a karma situation as well. Like, people are going to remember you. And I would want someone to remember me for positive things, for good things, whether or not it, benefits me or not. Yes, it would benefit me if I overcharge them. It means extra in my pocket, but that's not the way I
Yeah.
am. And for me, it was a long-term thing, and it's about building relationships, and you want things to last a lifetime, and you want people to remember you years down the line for good things. And I said to him, no.
Yeah, because that person's going to live in that house.
Yeah, and they will find out. You just
it's
have to
not
go
even
on
that, if
Google
they
to
do,
find out.
Even if they do find out, or if they when they do find out, every time they step foot in the house,
Yeah.
they'll be like,
They remember, oh, yeah, she did
felt
this.
like I got conned.
Yeah,
I paid
yes.
on top of this.
Yes. So I remember saying to this colleague of mine that I'm not going to do this. I've already told them how much our charges are anyway. He was very persistent. No, but it's fine, this, that, and the other. And I said, no, if you want to do that with your clients, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it with any of my clients. And I saw a trend in that happened a few times. Anyway, so fast forward to 2023. My dad wasn't very well. And I found out whilst I was in Dubai, and I'm going to try very hard not to get emotional about any of this. But he wasn't very well. I think I found out in January. And it was a weird time because I felt like things around me were falling apart. I don't know if that makes sense. But things were just not going smoothly anymore. And I don't know if I just have linked it to Dad wasn't being very well, and my heart was kind of like, I need to be in the UK rather than being here. But things weren't working out. Whether it was work, whether it was problems with the apartment, whether it was problems with the car, things were just... And I remember it came to June time, and I thought to myself, I need to be in UK. I want to go and see my dad. And I took my son out of school early, before even summer break. It's like something was just calling me over. So we packed our bags.
You were just uncomfortable.
Yes, and we came. And for the first time, normally when I visit, I book a return ticket. And I don't know why I booked a single ticket. I booked a single ticket, came over, and I took my dad to it was a surprise. Mum and Dad didn't know. And when we came, my dad was sat in the garden. He was so happy. He had company, friends. He was fit. He was fine. He was, alhamdulillah, he was well. And so I took him to his last 2 sessions he had at the hospital. And he was perfectly fine. Even in his last session, they said...
What session was it?
He had Hodgkin's lymphoma. So he was chemo. Right. He only needed 6 sessions because it was curable. It wasn't a big deal. It was curable. It was one of them. It was a small, minor thing. And obviously my older brother's a doctor, and he was... explained everything to us as a family, and it was like, it's curable, there's nothing to worry about. So I went to my dad's last 2 sessions with him, and on the last session, it was amazing news. The doctors were amazed. They were like really, really happy with his progress. Basically said, we probably don't need to see you again now for another 6 months. Just precaution, just check up and everything. Everything had cleared, everything was good. Just that his immune system would be a little bit weak now because of the sessions, and just to be careful about going out, that kind of thing. So I was here from June, and due to go back in August. My plan was to go. Obviously, I hadn't booked my tickets. My plan was to go back in August when my son started school again, end of August. But unfortunately, in August, my dad wasn't very well. He caught a chest infection, and he ended up in hospital. And he was just in and out of hospital through August, and people over there, my landlord over there asking, when are you coming back, and all of this kind of stuff. And it just didn't sit right with me. I couldn't come back and I couldn't tell them when. It was a kind of like, I don't know. Until I know he's home
Yeah.
and he's well, I can't make a decision as to when I'm coming back. And again, alhamdulillah, things work out. Career-wise, I had no one to say to, like, you know, I had to explain myself in any way.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he went to hospital again and just didn't come back. His chest infection. Sorry.
It's all right.
So I ended up staying for 6 months. He passed away in October. But, and you know, the blessing in this was I was here and I saw my dad every single day in hospital. I was there from morning till evening, anything that he wanted. You know, they say, like, I had the opportunity to care for him, basically. Yeah. And that for me was amazing. I saw so much of him. We spent so much time together, me and my dad. And he enjoyed sharing old stories at that time as well. Or when I was younger and I used to play football, I was this, I was that. And it brought him joy as well, like he's sharing these things. And now when I look back and I think, he must have known, you know, why would someone share such old stories? They must have known. But anyway, he passed away in October and my things in Dubai had to go into storage because I had my landlord on my back. Like, you haven't paid the next term's rent. What are you doing when you're coming back? I don't want my apartment empty for this amount of time. It needs to be occupied. And again, did not know when I was going back. Everything shifted into storage. And I stayed here until December, so 6 months from when I came in June.
Wow.
And then it's the visa thing. If to be resident in the country, you can only stay out of the country a maximum of 6 months. And it was coming to my 6 months mark, and that's when I decided to go back. And I went back and ended up staying with an amazing friend of mine. It was like a sister to me. And obviously, initially, I was looking at booking hotels, and her and her husband, I've made some really, really good friends there. And they were both like, she was like, no, your brother-in-law is not going to have you staying in a hotel. You're going to come and stay with me, have a look for a new apartment and just start
fresh.
that. Yeah. So then when I went back, I joined a new real estate company. I left the first one.
The dodgy one.
But I wouldn't say the company was dodgy, no. I would say the people.
Yeah, the people that are working in
some
dodgy.
of the people.
Behave yourselves.
Not everyone, some of the people, yeah. And I suppose that goes for every workplace, you know. You can't, not everyone's the same, are they? Now, you're going to find some people in wherever you work. So anyway, I thought it'd be beneficial for me if I got some experience in a different company. I joined them, and again, amazing company. The first one was an amazing company too. No, it was. The first one was an amazing company, and I did some amazing training, and they taught me a lot. And same was the second one as well. And then I realized you do get certain people in every company.
Yeah.
And this, you know, certain things were happening in the second company as well. And I then made a decision. Basically, real estate is commission only, so I don't know if I've touched on that as well. So it's another role which...
So it's no basic salary?
There's no salary, yeah. Majority of companies don't pay salary.
They want to cutthroat?
Yes, it's a very cutthroat business, and it is commission only, and normally it's a 50-50 split. So whatever you make, you split 50% with the company. You walk away with 50%.
That's a good split then.
Yeah.
Do you sell 1 million dirham?
Yes, but when you're
property, then
training,
right?
you only do rentals. Not everyone allow you to do sales.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
my first company, I was only doing rentals. There's only a maximum amount you can take home. And for me, I wanted to get involved in something that was going to be life-changing.
Yeah. So
not
what was your
for
biggest,
rentals.
in that first company, what was your biggest paycheck?
Oh, God. I can't remember. Let's just say, obviously, it wasn't that significant.
There were that many.
There were loads. I can't remember.
So I'm telling you, you cannot live in Dubai without a solid job.
You need,
unless you are obviously and you're balling and you just.
Yeah. So yes, it was commission only, and then I realized that real estate is something that I want to stick with. It's something that
Okay,
I
let me
want
ask
to
you
do.
this question: what was your first commission paycheck? Because you always remember your first.
Well, mine was actually it was a really small one. It's my first rental in the first company.
So how much was it?
Oh God, in English pounds, I can tell you in dirhams. In dirhams, it was about nearly 10,000 dirhams.
10,000. Can you
I
just
think it's
convert
roughly
that,
about
please?
£2,000, maybe.
10,000 dirhams. Quickly, please, buddy. We shall get this cleared for our viewers right now.
So that was my
Because
first
then you know what
little
next.
one.
Because next podcast we do, we're gonna ask you what's your latest check, and it'll be like 10 million, 2,000.
About 2000, yeah. So that was when I first joined real estate. That was my first pay.
But you thought, yes,
I was really happy because especially when you change careers
of course, yeah.
and you don't know
then
if you're going to be able to make anything of it.
And then that 3 weeks
And then
job
you see it, yeah.
falls through.
Yeah. And then there's traveling in the heat, 40 odd degrees, 49 degrees, 45, you're commuting and you're showing people, properties in that scorching heat. You're going to remember it, aren't you? It's worth it. Then I made a decision that I want this to be a life-changing thing.
Yeah.
I'm not here just to make small amounts of money. I don't want to be like hand to mouth every single month. I want to make a change. And I want my son to be like, mom's done really, really well.
Of course.
And I go on about ambition. One of the reasons moving over to Dubai was so he could see that, there's people there who got ambition.
Yeah.
You're going to come out, you're going to see amazing cars, you're going to see amazing
The real
properties.
world.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted him to see and strive for. I mean, he's not going to be very motivated, inspired looking around in Birmingham. Sorry to
What
say.
did you say to Birmingham earlier? She said Birmingham's a shithole.
I did not.
She did.
Get out alive.
That's what she called our Birmingham.
How dare you?
Yep.
Promise till we die.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, you're right, because now it's so bad here.
Things
like
have changed, yeah.
Literally there's shootings every day, every other
Stabbings.
day. Daylight. There was
I've been
there
reading
was a
about the
shooting
stabbings
not
local
too
to where I
far
live.
from where I live a couple of days ago. And daylight, 3:00, there's school kids are coming out, shooting everywhere.
No,
Like,
that's
what is wrong with these people?
That is awful. Now this is it. It's that fear, isn't it? Especially when you've got young ones. Like we're getting through life. We've had that childhood. We've had our good time.
Yeah.
But when it's our time to have children,
Yeah, we
the
have
thought
to
of
think-
them going out to play is like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You
it's
don't know.
crazy.
You don't know if
And
they're going to
that's
come
so
back home.
unfair.
Yeah, of course it is.
Isn't that just so unfair? Because you do want your child to go out
Yeah.
and play with other
That's
children.
how they become who they are.
Yeah.
They learn through what they
Do
see,
you
what
want
they
your
do.
children to be out now with the people? It might be someone else's problem,
Yeah.
but because your child was there,
Yeah.
probably end
Yeah.
up getting
Yeah.
stabbed or
And they're affected by what they see as well, what people
Absolute
talk
crazy.
about, and no.
and then keeping them inside the house. That's not nice
Yeah.
either, because then you'll have to compensate that with a
Of course,
PlayStation
yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And
Then it is screen time, isn't it? What else
Screen
can they
time.
do? Yeah, they're not growing up to be independent and have their own personalities. You don't want them to be hermits either.
exactly.
You want them to be strong people. I want my son to be a strong man.
And you can only do that when you are out
Yes,
and
you
about
see
and
the
you're
world.
seeing people.
Yeah, and you learn things from different people.
So-
I decided then real estate is something I want to do, but I don't want to be associated with any of these people who are robbing people or working without integrity. I want to be memorable for the right reasons, and obviously earning more would be a plus point.
Obviously, yeah.
So then looking into it, I thought the only way I'm going to get out of that kind of atmosphere is if I was to set up my own company. Then I make the rules. I will work how I want to work. And then obviously the bonus would be I'd earn more. So I'm
Yeah.
not doing a 50-50 split with anyone either. So I decided last summer, that this is what I was going to do. And I think in the back of my mind, I've kind of been entrepreneurial anyway. But in the back of my mind also, I thought, after Dad passed, everyone said to me, my mum the most, that, every time your dad prayed, he always prayed for you. He wanted to see you succeed. He wanted you to get married again, and he wants you to see success for you.
Of course, yeah.
And for me, that was a huge motivator as well. And I thought, Dad used to worry about these things. Why don't I just set up my own company, something that I know he would be proud of as well.
Yeah.
And I've done something for myself. And I just went for it. So last August, I set up my own company.
So what's your company called then?
It's called Sunlux Properties.
Sunlux Properties. So
Yes.
anyone listening in moving to Dubai, Sunlux.
Yes. If you want to buy, if you want to sell, if you want to do long-term rentals.
So you do the full shebang.
Yes. And it's been a blessing
Fantastic.
because most of my clients have actually been expats from the UK.
Fantastic. Because you know what it is? It's the thought, the thought process of the expats is kind of the same. So
And
they
it's comfort for someone. If someone wants to invest, they're from the UK, they've got that kind of understanding with someone who is originally from the UK as well, and she can tell us honestly what's going on. Because over there, you know, you get people from all walks of life when it comes to real estate. You don't know who you can trust.
What's your hardest client have ever been?
Hardest
The
client.
most difficult client? You think, come on, just
You know
sign
what?
the deal, man.
The most difficult clients have actually been the rental clients. Not when it comes to buying and so not when people are parting with millions and millions. It's been the little ones.
Really?
Yeah. It's been the
People
little
like me.
ones. Yeah. Yeah. They are so time consuming. They want to see anything and everything all over Dubai, and you can spend weeks and weeks and weeks with them. And then in the end, you'll follow up a couple of days later. Oh yeah, we secured something with somebody else.
Oh God, nightmare.
You know,
Absolute
and you've
nightmare.
gone out of your way for these people.
Okay, now that you've started your own company and it's been nearly a year now,
Almost, yeah.
so let me ask you this question now. Not that I'm obsessed, but you know, it's always nice to know what was your first paycheck of your company
my own
that
company.
you got paid, right? You
Okay.
can't say to me, oh, I can't remember, because that's your first company
My
paycheck.
first one, of course, I remember. My first one in dirhams was 100,000, and pounds, I'm not sure.
Can you convert that, please, Zisha?
20 something
20,000.
thousand?
Wow,
Yeah.
mashallah,
So that
that's
was my
beautiful.
very first one. And it was amazing because I thought, yeah, I don't have to split this with anyone. It's all mine.
That is amazing.
So yeah, then automatically I start thinking, okay, this will be the school fees or this will be my next rent. I'm looking, inshallah, to now buy my own properties out there very
Fantastic.
soon. That's the next kind
I
of
have
step.
someone you might be able to, I might be able to contact. Do you know Adam? Adam Rana?
Rana. I've heard of him. I've
I
never
know him-
spoken to him.
I know him really well.
Okay.
And he's in property
as well, yeah.
Airbnbs and all. He's doing really, really well out there.
Yeah.
So maybe I can put you guys in touch and,
Yeah.
you know, why
Of
not?
course, we might be able to do deals together.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
what he does. You know,
Yeah.
I think they've got new apartment block
Have
being
they?
built.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think this is it. I think everyone's got their pros and cons as individuals. Some people would want to do business with a woman, depending on who that clientele is. Other people want to do business with men. Sometimes it's nice to work with people, you know, because you can cross refer and that kind of thing. So it works well. But yeah, that was my first page.
So in terms of schooling now for your children,
Yeah.
right, for your child, say for example now I'm thinking of moving over next couple of years or whatever, what advice would you give me in terms of for schooling?
In terms of for schooling.
And how difficult is it to find a good school?
So there are many, many good schools out there. But the first point I would say is, firstly, it depends on the parents' jobs. If they're required to work, then I would choose a British curriculum school close to that place of work, because there is a lot of congestion there now. It's like everyone's moving to Dubai, so you could be stuck in traffic for well over an hour. So I would say choose a British curriculum school close to your place of work. And if you're remote working or you're a business owner, then that's not going to mean so much. And then you can check. So similar to is Ofsted here? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Ofsted here.
You already been away for a year.
4 years, actually. Okay. Don't be jealous now.
Was it of Birmingham?
Everything's gone blank.
Birmingham? What is
Not
Birmingham?
British anymore.
What is Birmingham? Ofsted? What do you eat
Ofsted,
that?
yeah.
Is that
So
something
now-
you eat in cereal?
Okay, quiet now.
Okay.
So it's called KHDA in Dubai. So that's
KHDA.
their equivalent on Ofsted. So you can get all these documents online. You can check what's an excellent rating school, what's a very good rating school, what's a good, and then so forth. And then prices will vary vastly. So you have to obviously go for something that's going to suit your budget. You can get schools that are less than 20,000 dirhams. I wouldn't say actually, maybe less than 30,000 dirhams a year.
A year.
year.
A year.
And then you've got some schools that could be up to 110,000, 120,000 a year. So you've got to really choose.
Your budget.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's it like living out there? You know, working out there is fine. Living, because when someone goes on a holiday for 10 days or 2 weeks,
Then it's
you know,
amazing, and it's
then
a
it's
holiday,
amazing.
yeah.
You know, you go to all the nice places, and you know, you splash out the money for 2 weeks. You've gone there, splashed about 10, 15 grand.
Yeah.
What's it like actually living there?
Okay. Amazing. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, the thought of ever moving back scares me, because you don't know what the future holds. That might
Yeah.
happen at some point. But I think it's the lifestyle there. I think people are wired differently, or they become just different people. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know what it is, but everything is just amazing. Like, say you've been at work all day, people there will make a point of having a whole evening to do things. Just because they finished work, they won't automatically think, I'm going to go home now, I'm going to stay indoors now for the rest of the evening. They will make a conscious effort to go to the malls or go for a meal, go to the movies, go shopping, go this, go. There's so much to do there that you still feel like after you've had full days of work, yes, you can go home and you can still enjoy your home, and you've got beautiful scenery to look
'cause
out
your
at.
home is like probably a villa with a pool.
There you go. Or you can still make that you've got a whole evening to unwind after a full day's work. Whereas the comparison to the UK that I make is, when I come here, I notice all I was going to call it malls then, but the town centres are closed 5, 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Majority of times. There's nothing to do. When someone finishes work here, they don't have much of a choice other than to stay at home. That factored with the fact that it's dark, it's cold, it's gloomy. People don't want to go out again once they step foot inside the house. So that aspect is amazing there. Everything, obviously being a Muslim, everything being halal is, I can't even explain, amazing. I remember when we first moved and we went to Candylicious. I took my son there. And he was excited, wandering around, and everything he picked up, he kept asking me, Mama, are we allowed to have this? Mama, are we allowed to have this? And I said to him, I had to say to him, Beta, knock yourself out. You can get anything you want from here. You don't have to ask me. And it took a while, like even when we were going out to eat in restaurants as well, ask me, Mama, is this halal beef bacon? Mama, are we allowed to eat this? Mama, can I have a beef burger? Is that halal? And it's like, literally, you can order anything you want off the menu and not worry about whether it's halal or not. That's another aspect. So, and then you've got the azan. You hear that loud and proud 5 times a day, and it is amazing. I don't need an alarm anymore to wake me up for Fajr. You just hear it, and as soon as you hear it, it's so peaceful, it's so nice, and everyone respects it. You know, it's just, what more can I say?
Yeah.
It's such an amazing, amazing life, especially with children there. And I'm so comfortable sending my son out to play. He's made friends. He'll grab his basketball. He'll go and play. And he'll pop in, oh, Mum, I'm going to go to the sports court. Okay, bye. And that's it. I don't worry. As soon as he shuts the door, I don't worry thinking, you know, what's going to happen? Who's he speaking to? Is he going to be back home safe? He's going to get into a fight. Is he going to get bullied? I don't worry about these things. And if I want to go out for a walk at 12 p.m. at night, 12 midnight, I can. And we've been out wandering on the streets at 2 a.m. It's because the weather is better, you know, really, really late night. We can walk the streets and we don't have a care in the world. We don't have to worry about if someone's going to creep up behind you or not. It's amazing. It's just a totally different world.
So you would recommend it? So you would recommend? So you would recommend
so, yeah.
to anyone? But obviously there's hardships as well.
Of
like
course.
you said.
You've got to adapt. You have to adapt to other people's lifestyles, other kind of way of living. But you either embrace it or you pick out the changes, the differences, and you dwell on it. And to be honest, for me, I'd be lying if I said that there was a massive change. There wasn't really. The only thing I would say I miss is the fact that family's here.
Family, yeah.
And again, this is the truth. I see my family more there now.
On FaceTime?
No, they come and see me all the time. It's like everyone's just moved to Dubai. They come so many times. So I don't have to be in the UK, really, if I'm honest with you.
Birmingham, what's that?
But yeah, so yeah, they come all the time to see me, and obviously it's a holiday for them.
Yeah.
It's nice and hot. They're coming to see me. They've got somewhere to stay.
Absolutely. It's a win-win
Why
for
not?
everyone, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of comparing now UK to Dubai, what would you say?
Okay, you have to tell me what you want me to compare.
Everything. The weather. Again, this is, well, the thing is...
Okay. There's also one other thing, health insurance. So you have to
Okay.
have health insurance there. You don't have the NHS there.
But isn't that better? You're still paying for NHS through your taxes.
yeah, but yes,
Right.
okay, in that way,
In
yes.
the relation, you're
Yeah.
still paying for your
Yeah.
healthcare here.
I remember when I got a taxi in the early days when I moved to Dubai, and we were going to see a school for my son. And the taxi driver said to me, "Why have you moved from the UK to Dubai? Don't you get free school, free education, and free healthcare and stuff there? Why would you come here and pay for education and pay for, appointments and things?" And I remember saying to him that it depends on what's important to you. I would rather pay for education and pay for healthcare than worry about these things in the UK, because you've got to weigh it up with other things when it comes to safety as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can send my son to school in the UK and it's free, or I can pay
But
for his
what do you get
education
out
where
of
I
that?
don't have to worry about him constantly. So, and obviously
See,
it was
the
hard
thing
for
is,
them to
there's more
understand.
worry with being free,
Yeah,
right, in this day and age
Yeah.
now anyway, whereas you can just pay and not be worried
yeah.
about
My son gets
the
a school bus
education.
there.
Yeah.
It's like the American type yellow
Yeah,
buses.
yeah.
The school bus comes right outside our door. They send me a missed call when it's time to send him out. He goes, I see him getting into the bus, finishes school, and they drop him off right outside my house. And that's it. I don't have to worry about anything.
That's brilliant.
Alhamdulillah, I will say that.
So I was going to ask you, I forgot the question now. It was important. Yes, back to taxes and healthcare.
Yeah.
I had this conversation with someone, a friend of mine, and they were like, "Oh, you have to pay there, you have to do this, this is free." I said, it's not free. NHS is not free. Mm-hmm. For a working person, your taxes are the contribution towards certain things, right?
Yeah.
Now, so technically you are paying for it, right? You're paying for it, you have to go there. You might not physically pay the money, but you've still paid one way or the other.
In other ways, yeah.
But it's this country now, it's more beneficial for someone who's on benefits. That's when it's free for you.
Yeah.
Because you're not paying taxes, you're not paying anything.
Yeah.
So, but that's when it's very benefit. So I'd rather pay for a private healthcare
Yeah.
and get a better service where I don't have to wait around.
Yeah. And you're not
And
waiting
get-
for appointments and things.
Yeah.
I've heard people are waiting months and months. to be
Exactly. So
seen.
you've paid for it. You got the job done. End of it.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
you're paying, instead of paying taxes, you're paying your insurance, your health insurance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I haven't been to, God forbid, alhamdulillah, I haven't been to the hospital for anything for years.
Yeah.
So I'm still paying for it.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you rather pay for your lifestyle and your health and everything than pay your taxes, and half of the time you don't even...
You don't see anything for it. There's nothing
You
to show
don't?
for it. Yeah. No, I agree. I look at this bin scenario we've got going on in Birmingham now.
What would happen in Dubai if that happened?
That would never happen. You go to Dubai, you've obviously been on holidays.
For example,
Have you ever seen a packet of crisps lying around on the floor? You haven't, have you? Have you ever seen chewing gum stuck to the patio on the floor? No. You wouldn't. You're not even allowed to have a dirty car. You're not allowed to drive on the roads. If your car is dirty, you'll get a fine. They're very, and I think it's amazing. They're a very proud place, and people will look after things as well there. They can see how they are looking after their country. Then you automatically, if you want to move there, you want to be there. It's a certain type of person that's going to go over and embrace the fact that it's clean. We have to pay for education. We have to pay for this. It doesn't matter. But you're paying for that, the fact that it's clean, and you don't mind. Whereas here, you're paying council tax and stuff, and bins
look
aren't
at the
being
bins.
collected.
absolute nightmare. I spoke to one of the councillors. I says, guys, what's going on? I've messaged he's a friend of mine on Facebook. I says, what's going on? The bin, what's going on? It's the Unite. I says, Unite? Well, what
What's
Unite? Oh, the union, the workers' union. I was like, oh, for God. They keep stopping their trucks. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, but they're asking for a pay rise.
Yeah.
Or I think they did the pay cut, was it?
So are they not eligible for a pay rise? Why won't they get a pay rise?
Well, I don't know. The Birmingham Council, for some reason, they've got money for everything else, but they don't want to pay them. And
But now it's a big thing.
it's a big thing.
Rubbish
Now.
is a big thing. They're on.
It's rat
they're rolling around
infestation
on
and
the floor.
everything. It's just disgusting. Now, can you imagine, right? I put up a status saying, where's all the environmental health officers gone?
Yeah.
Right? Because if that was done by a business, like we sometimes, if there's a miscollection for a week or two,
Yeah.
right? They come down to your shops. Oh, your bins are here. You're causing this. You're causing that. Da, 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 da. Oh, hang on. Where's everyone? This all seems to be
But
disappeared.
I think now people are thinking they have to do it themselves, don't they? They have to take the rubbish to the tips and things themselves. But then back to that, what are you paying for then?
Exactly. So they shouldn't pay if they are taking the bins and stuff like that to the tip
And not
themselves.
everyone has the capacity to do. Some people don't drive. Some people live on their own. Some people are elderly.
Exactly.
They don't have the capacity to go to the
It's
tips and do it
really
themselves.
bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. But back to Dubai. Let's go back to Dubai.
Let's not depress ourselves.
Yeah, let's not get. We were quite happy about this whole weather. Okay, let me ask you a question about mental health, the weather. How did that affect you when you went in?
Okay,
Because
right.
we had this conversation
We did.
off mic,
Yeah.
and about waking up to
Yes.
sunshine.
So if we rewind back to when I said I was out of work for 9 months, that in itself was a very, very stressful situation. Stressful time, as in like, where is my income going to come from? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
But when I used to open my curtains in the morning, I would see the palm trees. I would see the sunshine. I would check how hot it is. I'd go out for a walk. And just, it sounds really strange, but if instantly things would change mentally, it wouldn't feel so bad. And I don't know how to describe it. I just feel I would still walk around the park and I would still say, Alhamdulillah, I'm here.
Wow.
Everything's happening for a reason. God is testing me for whatever reason.
For
But
a big paycheck. I know there's a big paycheck
but I
coming.
feel like I'm here because I'm meant to be here. Obviously, at that time, I didn't know what my path was going to be and what path I was going to take. But the weather had a massive, massive impact on my mental health and got me through that time, definitely. If I was here,
I was going to say, if you were here,
oh my gosh, I'd be very, very depressed. I can imagine.
Well, the sun plays a part in mental health. It does
Of
actually.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
Things just get 95% better.
wow.
Just the heat on your back, on your skin.
I went to Doha and I felt like I could see better.
You know what? That's probably true as well.
It's like, I feel better. This is so good.
Yeah.
Is the sun?
Yeah, it is 100%. It is. My knees hurt right in this weather. I don't know why. I think it's the old age or something. I don't know.
Women do
Right.
the cold weather.
But I went Morocco, right? Straight after I went Morocco, and I just felt so much better.
Yeah.
Even though I went in March, right? And
Yeah.
it was just 25, 30s. My knees felt good. I felt good. I felt energetic. And it was just, I said to my wife, you know what? This feels great. Let's just move here. And she really likes Marrakesh as well because it's close to home. It's still a 2.5 hour flight. And you got the lifestyle, the everything's halal again. You
Yeah.
know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The weather. So it does play a big part in.
Of course, and I think that's a scientific fact, isn't it? With joint pain and stuff like that, the heat definitely makes. My mum, every time she comes, she never ever complains of back pain at all when she's there. But here, the cold really does affect her.
It does.
Yeah.
My legs are like stiff every morning.
Yeah.
You think, oh God.
You just need a bit of heat, a bit of
Yeah.
sunshine on them, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah.
And like the sunshine, we're talking about Dubai. There's loads of free things to do. Yes, I was at a long period of time without work, but my son was playing in parks. You could go downstairs. We had a swimming pool downstairs, go swimming, go to the park. Just so much to do. We lived in a place called the Dubai Creek Harbour when we first moved.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Beautiful place.
Lovely.
Walk along the marina every morning, every evening. So much to see. You don't need money. You know, Dubai isn't just for the rich, the people who want to splash out and all luxurious things everywhere. Dubai is also for normal people.
Yeah.
Dubai is also for people who are not well off. You see everyone there, not just what's on the TV or social media or whatever. You can make a life out of any kind of income. It comes down to discipline
Just not
and
a
what your
good one.
lifestyle is. No, you can.
Just not good. It should be a shit lifestyle, but it is still a lifestyle.
At least you've got the sunshine, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here, people have everything, but when there's no sun,
Yeah.
it's how depressing is that? No matter what car you're driving,
Yeah.
you're still looking
It's very
outside,
cold.
and it's cold, it's miserable, it's raining.
You know what I used to hate? One of the things I used to hate doing here was fueling my car. I hated
Over there,
it.
you don't got a problem with
I
that.
hated it. I hated parking up and getting out of my car and fueling it myself and then going inside to pay for it. I hated it.
Privileges, eh?
And then now I order it to my house, and while I'm asleep, they fuel my car.
What?
I don't have to get out.
For God's sake, stop talking.
Yeah, it's
Cut
amazing.
this time out. That's it.
Order
We're
it,
done.
order it from
We're-
the app.
Now I'm depressed.
Now I'm very depressed now.
Order
Thank
it
you
from
very
my
much.
app, okay. And then all you have to do is leave your little lock open, and they'll
That
fuel
must
it up
be a
during
trouble
the
for
night.
you, isn't it? Going in, opening that lock.
No, you just have to press a button. I can deal with that.
From the top, man.
But even if you have to, say you've run out of fuel whilst you're on the road and you have to fuel it from a
that's
from a
brilliant.
car.
I don't know.
But even then, you just go there and you ask them what they fuel it up for. You don't have to get out your car.
I was coming to that part, you know,
Yeah.
you go there, you park up, and they do it for you. I didn't know about this whole
Oh,
home
yeah.
service and
I use that all the time. It's amazing.
Pakistan's got that too.
The app,
they just
the fueling, yeah.
no, they just take your car and never come back.
You got to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on them. But yeah, no, that's amazing, you know. So, would you recommend? What would you? No, not recommend. What advice would you give to somebody who's thinking of coming over?
They're moving over to Dubai.
Yeah, not to go on a holiday and just turn up.
Okay, don't be silly. Maybe like I was. I say I was silly, but I wouldn't change it still.
Yeah,
Because I
but-
wouldn't be where I am now.
But if
I
you were
didn't
more
take that leap.
careful, you might not have took the step.
Yeah. I honestly believe everything happens for a reason. You make these decisions because they're meant to happen like that.
Yeah.
But if anyone's seriously considering moving over, I would just say go for it. What's there to think about? Yes, income. Sort out your income, how you're going to earn, how you're going to live. Aside from that, why wouldn't you? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You've always got...
But people
UK
are
to go
scared
back to.
about the fact that it's so expensive. They're gonna pay for everything, and there's so many questions.
But this is what I said about it's not just the glitz and glamour. It's not just for the rich. There are people from all walks of life there. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be a business owner. You can still have a job, a normal job, a teacher job. You know, you can still have what the salaries of, the jobs that people have in the UK. You can still have them there. The competition is rife there, though, when it comes to jobs. That's difficult. But say if that element's out of the equation, then I'm probably not the best person to ask because I'm going to tell everyone take a risk.
But yet,
And I don't know if that's a wise thing to
But
say.
We need risk takers. That's how you make or
Yeah,
break someone,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And most of the time, people who do take risks, they reap the reward as well.
Definitely. 100%, definitely. And it's in our Islam as well.
Yeah.
We have to make these risks. We have to take these risks. We have to make these decisions. We haven't been put here just to go through a mediocre life. You have to
9
strive
to
to
5.
better
Yeah, yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Better yourself, better your children's lives, their futures. We sometimes don't think about it in that way, but we're molding them to be the future.
See, your son's gonna look at you and think that his mom took this massive step when they went to Dubai and they didn't have any money.
Yeah.
Like you said, he was like, "Mom, why did we?" come
Yeah,
here
right.
if
At the beginning, when I lost my job, I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I didn't know how I was going to pay
must
for
have been
groceries.
daunting.
It was very, very scary. And I thought to myself, chalo koi na, I can make roti. I can make paratha. We can survive on roti, and that's it.
20 bags of kilo.
That's it. We can survive on that. And I remember my son did say to me, and thing is, when you're a single parent, you don't have someone else to bounce off of. You don't have anyone else to discuss your situation with. I didn't want to stress my parents, so I never used to discuss anything with them.
And you didn't want to discuss it.
I didn't discuss it with anyone.
Stress your little one out as well.
Yeah, but then he hears things, or children pick up on vibes, and I was very stressed, and he obviously picked up on my energies as well. And I remember him saying to me, "But Mama, why did we move then? If everything's so expensive and we haven't got money, why did we move?" And that hit me as well. And I thought, oh my God, he's right. But at that time when we moved, I did have a job.
Yeah.
And, this is why I was moving, and now I'm here. And when he said that, I realized that, kids absorb everything around
Everything,
them.
yeah.
And I had to be very selective in what side of me I portrayed to him, what discussions I had when he's around with people. Because he was picking up. And now, alhamdulillah, he is so grateful for everything. Not that long ago, I remember I was shopping for something and brought the shopping home, and he was looking at everything and he was saying to me, "Mama, we bought all this." I was like, "Yeah, we did." And I didn't realize why he said it, and I just carried on. And he went, "No, I mean, like, we bought all of this. You paid for everything." And I was like, "Yeah." And he went, "Alhamdulillah." And I realized then that he remembers, what we've been through to get to even here. So, yeah, for them, they're our future, aren't they? He's going to grow up to be, and I say this okay, that's going to be another topic which we're not going to get into. But I say now that men aren't menning like they used to.
Yeah, I always say.
When we were younger, our parents,
there's males,
our dads.
There's males, but there's no men.
Yeah. This is the thing. Now, when it comes to like finding partners and all this, that's a whole different topic. But my answer is always, men aren't menning like they used to once upon a time. Men are more feminine than some women are. And that it might be controversial. And I'm not saying all men. I haven't said that, because there are some very, very, very good men out there still. But they seem to be very few and far between. You don't come across them often. You come across the other type of male now. And I'm very conscious as to how I'm going to bring my son up. I want him to be a man like he should be. He should be aware of his responsibilities from an Islamic point of view. And I want him to be aware of that. In the future when he gets married and stuff, he needs to know, this is how I should behave. This is what's expected of me. And that's it. There's no grey area. There's no you saying to your wife, like, you pay for this and you pay for that. I'm not having any of this. And I talk to him about it. I've had conversations with him.
How old is he now?
He's 11 now.
Oh, mashallah.
When I ask him who's responsible for this, he'll say, always the dad. Yes. And that, there's a reason why Islam said that, right?
Yeah.
The way that we are, it definitely shapes you to be the way you're supposed to be, the way that we were made.
We touched upon divorces.
Yeah.
And the men in UAE, right, being a single parent.
Yes.
Being a single parent.
Yeah.
That was really interesting what you said about, like, as a single parent, what can a man do there and compared to the UK?
Okay. So the main difference, what we were talking about earlier, is this concept of paying for your child, contributing to your child's welfare, education, food in their belly, roof over their head, child maintenance. Here, I feel like there are so many ways that a father figure can get out of doing that, can evade their responsibilities here easily. Mm-hmm. Whether it's through pretending they're claiming benefits, whether it's through pretending they're not at work, whether it's through putting businesses in their brothers' names or whoever to get out of paying child maintenance or whatever. Over there, you can't. So if you go through a divorce there and you're Muslim, it's not going to happen if you're not Muslim. For Muslims there, if you're going through a divorce or you've been through the man still has to be responsible for the roof over your head, for your children's education, for your welfare, for your responsibilities. He still has to pay for that and make sure you're okay. And there you can lose your job. They can put travel bans on you. They can make your life difficult. They can put you in prison if you feel like you're not going to contribute to your ex-wife's accommodation or your children's education or something. You can't get away with these things there. And maybe that's why it works in the Middle East.
But what about your ex-wife has a £1 million home
But look at it
and
from the Islamic point of view.
maintenance?
A woman's in Islam, okay, I don't know a great deal about it, so I'm not going to pretend to know about it.
Yeah.
All I know is that from an Islamic point of view, a woman's wealth is her wealth, right?
Yeah.
And a man still has to take responsibility. And it's not about lavish things, it's about you got to live within your means as well.
Yeah, see, that's
So
my
I
question.
understand when we have women who will demand X, Y, and Z when it's not needed, and a man maybe can't afford it. I don't agree with that either. And that I don't think is correct Islamically either.
Yeah.
I think we mix up culture and
And
animosity
today's
towards the other
lifestyle, yeah.
partner with Islam. Islam
Yeah.
is very, very basic and very simple to follow anyway. You just, go
Because
by the
you know,
book,
look,
do
the
your
question is that
responsibilities.
if the ex-wife has these conditions that I need £10,000 pounds, let's say pounds,
Yeah.
right? £10,000 for my maintenance, £2,000 for this, £3,000 for that, £5,000 for this.
But it's not realistic, is it?
It's not realistic. So how would that person in Dubai, for example, let's say is a sheikh or whatever, he's well off, and it's,
But it would go through their legal system then, wouldn't it?
so would
But
it
they
be
would
would it
probably
be
look at
like
the wealth and-
would it be like basic necessity stuff? None of this.
Oh, it's not something that I've looked into, but I feel
Sephora,
it.
you
I
don't
feel
not
it
like
would
every
be-
week you need to go to Sephora and stuff like that in Dubai.
I'm sure
Mall.
it's the basics. I'm sure it's the basics. The roof over your head, your children's education.
Yeah.
That's what I'm aware of.
See, I mean, as long as it's basic stuff that it's necessary, and not your lavish lifestyle,
no,
which is
no.
on Instagram.
No.
That the guy and ends up funding it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then I think that just comes down to their legal system, and it depends on everyone's individual circumstances, wouldn't it? It depends if your ex-husband is a multi-millionaire or not, whether he is responsible for funding a certain lifestyle of his wife as well. So I don't know about that. But I'm sure it would come down to everyone's individual circumstances.
Yeah, I mean makes sense, because otherwise that's it. You've had it. You've had it. You'd rather stick around with somebody who's doing your head in, because either way you've had it.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. You said that because you can't even travel.
Yeah, you can people can put travel bans on, not just for that kind of thing, but fraud. Say you've committed a fraud or you've committed a certain crime. There are these things called travel bans which people can put in place to stop you from leaving the country until.
I mean, I know with the employment and stuff, you could do that.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
you
we've
can do
got
it. Say
couple
you
of-
haven't paid your rent or something, they can put travel bans in place if you're owing anyone money.
That's mad.
There's certain things that aren't allowed
See,
there,
here
like
you-
swearing and things,
Here, you can just get away with it. Just
And you
travel
can't
and-
say negative things on social media. You can't leave negative reviews about businesses and things like that either. That can, result in a travel ban as well.
Negative.
Yeah, it's a
reviews.
crime.
What if you came to an establishment, you didn't like the food or whatnot?
It's better just to avoid saying anything. Maybe approach the business owner directly if there's issues.
That's
I hope that they rectify things.
No, I don't think that's
But
right, because
You're not allowed to. You're really not. I think there's a very fine line about the accuracy of something. Like if it's true, maybe it's allowed, but then it's still that risk where
within
people
your
won't
like,
take.
yeah, we went there, food wasn't great, thank you very much, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
not
that I
like
think you can get away with, rather than totally bashing a place.
that is crazy. That is.
Have you experienced the happy police? Where these people, they stop and they say, oh, you did a good thing there, so here's some money or whatever they say.
They're happy with the bribery. The happy
No,
police.
It's basically rewarding good behaviour.
Oh.
So you might help somebody.
I've heard about it.
I've seen it on-
I haven't seen it. I've seen it on social media.
Well, then again, you're
where they
from
do
Birmingham,
good
so you
deeds.
won't know someone brought you for happy police.
That's in Dubai.
Well, originally not from Birmingham. Okay, so
Okay, sorry. But no, so is there? Is it
Yeah.
happy police? They reward people for good
they've
behavior.
been rewarding delivery drivers and stuff.
Yeah.
Fair play. In
There's an
Ramadan.
obstacle on the road or something. No, not in just any time throughout the year. There's an obstacle on the road, and you'll see some delivery drivers parking their motorbikes to remove an obstacle from the middle of the road, and they get rewarded with money and stuff. Yeah.
See, that's the thing we're missing
You
here.
stop them, you feel like you can get arrested, but then they say, actually, we saw you do this nice thing.
A good deed, because there's cameras everywhere. You capture everything.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. So, back to the advice. So, you say take the risk.
Yeah.
100%
I would definitely say take the risk. But you have to be,
calculated risk.
yeah. And I wouldn't recommend any kind of, I don't know how to say it. Certain caliber of people should move over.
Woo, not like
Now-
us.
I need further elaboration.
Yeah,
No,
can you elaborate?
If someone here is
No bums,
used
basically.
to, yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
No bums allowed.
Or if you're used to a certain type of lifestyle of
Crime?
causing havoc,
Yeah.
crime, causing trouble, forget about it. It's not going to work over there. There's no point, But if you're genuinely a good person, you keep yourself out of trouble, and you want to just genuinely go there, build a better future for yourself, for your family, then definitely take the risk.
So here we have the ambassador of Dubai.
Ambassador.
Maybe
Never know. The king might be watching.
the king might watch and it's like, you know what, she's all right, reward her.
He's the one, yeah.
Yeah, give her the check. But T, it's been lovely talking to you.
It's been great.
We can
Thank you
sit
so
here
much for
and,
having me. There's always loads to talk about, isn't there?
Always. Next one we're gonna do with you is when we move over to Dubai. Honest, promise we're not the havoc and the nuisance type.
Okay.
We're all right. We are. But yeah.
We'll do it in Dubai.
Yeah, we are planning to come to Dubai to do some podcasts and see how it goes. We need to kind of make some arrangements out there first.
Yeah.
But now we know where we can stay, so that's not a problem.
Exactly.
And we just need one-way tickets.
You're manifesting it.
No, but we do. We are
Speaking
thinking of
into
moving.
reality.
Me and my wife, we have been thinking of moving over.
Yeah,
So
inshallah.
it's something to definitely looking into.
Definitely
it,
consider it then, seriously, yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank
Wish
you.
you all the best with your business.
Thank you so
And
much.
inshallah, hope you reach the heights that you deserve.
Inshallah.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we finished?
Yeah.
Yes.